we are trying to make sure that these boot camps help us to build communities in different parts of Asia, where people understand the value of data, where they are willing to share ideas about how data can be meaningful, where they are willing to come forward and innovate about what could be the future models of storytelling in terms of data. Our focus is on health issues because we understand that there is a huge gap of healthcare reporting in Asia.
I'm touched by Data Lead's idea to hold it here without even charging a cent. You know, I think it is a good cause and something that actually will help to build a data community which is able to actually, especially for journalists, delve into many issues, and all this will benefit Malaysian public as a whole.
I was really looking forward to getting some hands-on tools on how to approach data and incorporate it into the stories that I tell, and that's been really useful here. Getting some just actual insights, ways in which to visualize this like minefield of data that we now have available, and turn it into stories people can understand more from.
It's not easy to collect the most updated data in Malaysia. So if I learn from them, I learned from Data Leads. Okay, they taught me a lot about this techniques. So in future, it's very useful for us.
Yeah, it's very interesting because we live in the data-driven world, and for the day-to-day journalists, if we are not into data, we miss the whole picture.
I think it's a great workshop, hitting on the right topics. This is the trend, the global trend. Everyone is talking about big data, and not only having the data, but data management, what you should do with it to help solve the global issues. So I think it's a great workshop.
Today I am part participant and also part facilitator. So the next session I will be helping the participants think of ideas and brainstorm local data solutions that they can come up with after learning about the different tools and sets of ideas that most of the speakers have shared with them today.
I find that this thing is useful in introducing some of the tools on Google that are very useful for our work, and it helps us to even gather information and crunch it all together and make it easy for readers to understand.
The workshop organized by Data Leads is very important as it contributes towards bridging the gap between data and the insights.
Numbers are very boring to present, and especially with today's audiences, regardless of the demographic, people can't sit still for more than 15 minutes. You can't be throwing numbers at them using traditional pie charts, graphs and whatnot. But the way that we were taught just now, how to put it in an infograph format, that is definitely the way to go.
I've encouraged a lot of students that I teach personally and that I've met in other workshops to come on board too, to learn about these tools.
We need to empower journalists, especially local Malaysian journalists, and even teachers, to be able to teach and then know how to mine data.
This workshop so far has given me some good insight, especially how to gather data and at the same time how to do the analysis, which I think is excellent.
Our workshop was great. It gave me all sorts of visual ways to tell stories, because that's what journalists are, they're storytellers, and it taught us a way to use facts and statistics, which are often viewed as very dry and dreary subjects, and we were able to make it pop.
It takes a long time to develop a database and really crunch numbers, and often we're asked to go out and report in the field and make a lot of calls. It's hard to find that time to do the data journalism, and I think that's the real challenge.
I think what's important is be open to experiments, and don't worry about failure. Keep on trying, and also make sure that all your charts and graphs have the insights you want to say. Sometimes don't get carried away by colors or by fancy graphs and charts. Focus on the insights, the data, and tell the story in the right manner, and not get carried away, but continue experimenting and innovating.
We need to have people in the newsrooms who can understand those figures, who can visualize those figures, who can give us a situation and a picture, a larger picture which tells us what's happening in our surroundings.